Yeah, he's got a little hole down there.
What do you think it is?
I think must be a field mouse or a mole or something.
Yeah, yesterday I saw him drag like he like bit it on the bottom and then like pulled them off their
Yeah. Well, he's there still. But how is he this brave?
You can see him?
Well, he's digging out dirt. I think he's trying to cover his hole. I just see his tiny little feet. Well, now I can't see him at all. He's burying himself, I think. He's like, I don't think so. No one's gonna find me. That's cool. I've never witnessed this before. I guess that's it. I'm in the coop here with some of our birds. These are the older birds, of course. And then you know that we also have some newer birds. And right now we've have them in the hospital coop. They're done their quarantine and now they're just kind of socializing. We've also had them free ranging together and they seem to get along okay. The first time that they were together, it was a little dicey, but not too bad. I didn't really manage to get a whole bunch of good clear clips of the first interactions, but I did manage to capture these few clips where Henrietta is definitely telling them that she's the boss. For whatever reason, Peep was very brave in the beginning, but after a little while, they decided to let her be boss. Here you can see Nugget. She was, I don't know, being brave, I guess, because she wanted to be above the new birds, so she even tried to challenge Henrietta there for some reason, or I don't know exactly what she was doing. And even though the new birds, Peep and Minnie, went near all the other birds, it was only Henrietta, our head hen, who really thought it necessary to show her dominance, but they learned. It's Henrietta trying to get some sunflower seeds. They really love sunflower seeds for some reason. I guess they're really tasty to them. So if I drop some here, little jackhammer heads. That's funny. So it's almost time to have the new birds come and live all together. So what I'm gonna do to get ready for them is put up another nest box. So we only have 2, which in theory is good enough for 10 birds, and now that we have 8, it should still be enough. But since some of them like to stay in the nest box all day if they're brooding, like this one, we usually kick her out. There's not really much room if multiple birds need to lay eggs at the same time. So I'm gonna put another one right there. This is why it's important to have enough nest boxes. Sunny has no place to lay because Lucy is brooding and Ginger right now is laying. But I just finished the box. It's ready to put in. Let's see if we can get her a place to drop an egg. It's a freaking tight fit. Okay, nice. Think I can just put shavings in there right here? Yeah. Look, Sunny went into the nest box with Lucy. Let's get you a little more comfortable, Sunny. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to get a ladder like this one to put here, and then I think this will be good to go. So I have this old A-frame ladder here, and I basically just want it to be the same size as the one that we already have in there. It's a little bit differently shaped, but the aesthetic matches, and it's the only old ass ladder that I have. So I'm just gonna cut that down. So I have 2 of these, and then that makes it easier for the birds to get up into the nest boxes, because some of them are too big to kind of jump into such a small little space. All right. Round off the edges here a little bit, just to give it some character, because the other one is rounded off all over the place. Look at that age. That's so nice. And a fresh cut doesn't necessarily give it the same character. So this one was obviously cut off a while ago, and it's had some time to discolor. So I'm basically doing the same thing to this one right here. So whack it with a hammer and then add a little dirt to it. Not that the chickens care what their ladder looks like, but you know, just gonna speed up that aging process a little bit. Put the new one here, there's more space here. Looks like Sunny jumped out of the nest box over here and switched, likely because this is new to her. She might not like it as much or something. I'm not exactly sure. There we go. So it looks like Ginger had left, so lots of room for her now. There we go. I like it. All right, on to the next thing. There's Ginger. Okay, out in the run, we are going to be adding some I don't know what it's called, but we need to dig a hole. Okay. This is where the hole's going. We got one more foot to go, so we're just going to get all this clay out of the way and then put the extension on. Now this is part of the reason why we don't have any grass in here. Last year we dug up all these posts and then never got rid of the clay and dirt piles because it was so cold, and it was also starting to get into winter there. what happened last time when I had Jared. If you've been watching Ashley's Coop videos, or whatever we call it, this is very, very wet clay. Especially when it's raining. And it's really hard to pull the auger back out once it's down there. Especially if we don't have a big ass strong guy like Jared helping us. And now my hand is stuck underneath this handle. There we go. Look at my knuckles. Look at that. Those are my knuckle prints. Okay, so I guess now we just gotta, last year, what we did, we just dug it out by hand. I don't know if you can tell how wet that is. Like, I could sculpt masterpieces with this clay. I don't know if that's true. I don't know what makes a good sculpting clay. I'm just saying it's really wet. So we'll just hand dig this out and hopefully we'll be able to pull the auger out and then put a pole in here.
It's supposed to start storming.
What?
It's supposed to start thunderstorming this evening.
Oh, perfect. I'm almost armpit deep. Still so much more to go, but making progress. Look at that. That is very wet, very moldable. It's encasing the auger. And Ashley's taking away all this loose dirt, putting it in a wheelbarrow, and we'll go use it as backfill somewhere. Come on. We're able to see the auger now. Might be able to pull it out here right away. Okay, let's give it a shot. Oh yeah, that's nice and loose. I think we'll be able to get it. I didn't realize you were struggling so much. Oh, I'm probably laying in chicken crap. Oh, frick, that's so funny. Okay, well, I mean, it's coming up. I'll take this clay out and then we'll give her another go. You're like, ah! Oh, I love your effort. Oh, that's so good. Oh, yeah, look at how, whoa, this is almost dripping wet. Yeah, look, there's water drops. Yeah. That is soaking wet. Oh, frick, that was hilarious. You're like, oh, you know, you can tell me to stop if you need me to. Oh, shit. Oh, that's so funny. Ah! We got it. Okay, now you only have to do that never again. Just taking some of this clay off of here and I'm splatting it in these holes. It's like there's a hole right there. Kind of looks like a cow pie. Oh, that's funny. Pull another one off. Let's see if I can get another one. Gross. But here you can see just how much was caked onto it when we had already cleared the hole as best we could. There's still so much left on there. That's why I got stuck in there. That and us not being strong enough to just fight against the clay. Ash, you gotta splat it down so it looks like a cow pie. Okay, let's get this pole in. We're gonna be using this pole up here, which if you watch the first winter with chickens video, then you saw why we put it up there. But we're gonna use that for right here, and then you'll see what we're gonna do with it after. It was just a little bit too big, which we knew it was going to be, so I just got to cut off that much. Not a big deal. Perfect. Well, I guess not completely perfect, but good enough. Good enough. I should start saying that more often. Do a cut. Good enough. Okay, let's get this back in the ground. I'll put the cut side down because it's not perfect, and I want the mating sides of the pole and the beam to match up nicely with each other. So cut side down. All right, in the hole we go. I have it marked up here where it needs to be, so I can just screw it in right away and then adjust it to be nice and plumb down there afterwards, because it does have some wiggle room. Now, of course, this doesn't have to be perfect, so we're not going to lose sleep if it's not exact. Now, if my weight wasn't on here, this would be easier. Whoa, that was a little too much. Oh. Finesse. Finesse. There we go. Okay, lined it up with my mark, and we can screw it in. Perfect. Now I'll fix the grid up here, and we will be able to have a nice secure coop once again, and then we'll fill in the hole. Ashley just put a level on there because we forgot to do it before she put the first pail of rocks in there, and it's actually perfect just by doing it by eye, which is rare when other people do it, but when I do it, it's pretty common. No, I'm playing. That's actually, it's pretty lucky. All right, now to tack the rest of this in here. This ladder came in handy 2 times today. As the ladder to get up onto there, and as the new ladder for right there. It looks like Lucy hasn't even used it yet. She's still up there. Hank stepped in a cow pie. You see his paw print? Okay, so this pole here is supposed to be a chicken tree, and our idea was to use a bunch of legs as the branches, but we only have 2 legs for now. So as we get more, we'll add more, but 2 is good for now because so far they don't even know what a chicken tree is. So this will be something new. Good for stimulation, right? Yeah, stimulation. So just gotta figure out kind of where they're gonna go. We don't want them to be too long because we don't want it to be hard to kind of like walk around. Because Ashley cleans this out every week, so to have to like duck under stuff will be kind of annoying. I don't really have an auger bit that's big enough for this, so I'm using a hole saw. Hopefully I don't regret this. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to try to break it out, but I don't know if it will. There we go. Maybe. Okay, I came up with this other thing. I'll take a spade bit and try to eat it out of there. Okay. Now, this has a drill bit that's slightly smaller than this stud that just happens to be on this leg, so maybe it will act as a screw. Act as a screw? It is a freaking screw. But if that stud wasn't there, it still might be good. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Okay, second one. What do you think? Over here? Here? Alright, got them both up. Decided to stagger them quite a ways away from each other because the likelihood of us getting identical legs to put in the middle is pretty slim, and having them further apart and having a whole bunch of mismatched legs kind of will look cool, and if they're close together it won't look as cool. At least that's what we think. Also, having one up high here, the bantam chicken, Nugget, and the two new girls have a place to kind of get away if they need to. Not sure if it's needed necessarily because they all get along so far, but once everyone is in the same run, that might change. Now we just have to find a whole bunch more legs, but for now, that's another thing crossed off the list. So it actually didn't end up raining yesterday, so we could have done more. It just started getting a little bit darker, so we're like, well, no sense starting something new if we weren't going to be able to finish it today. And then it didn't even rain. What the heck is up with that? So today, first, I'm going to give chicken some watermelon. They're never sure at first what to do with this stuff because I don't know why, but they aren't. So we just, oh, there we go. We save them some the watermelon rinds and they pick through it. But usually they're hesitant at first. Okay, this is what we're doing today. We're gonna add a second roost in here. This is big enough for all the chickens to go on, but just to make it more, I don't know what the word is, but just to make it more of that, we're gonna add a second roost. So we're gonna take this one off, cut a second one, and then have them kind of staggered. Now we want them to have a certain distance away from the back here because we don't want them shitting all over the back wall. But if they do, this is very easy to clean because this is not real wood. This is panel board. And the reason why we use panel board is because in real life, or if we used real wood, mites and lice and ticks and stuff could easily hide in all the cracks and stuff. And then at night, when the birds roost, the mites and ticks and lice could hop onto the chickens and irritate them. Okay, let's go find another roost. Well, first I gotta take this off, actually. So yesterday, when we thought it was gonna rain, we stopped working on the coop, and instead I went into my shop and started making progress there. I'll have more about that in another vlog. But anyways, I got to thinking. I have this back door here, which is gonna go into my shed, which is gonna house all my reclaimed and upcycled stuff, all my building supplies for making art and whatnot. But anyways, in the future, the shop is going to get a lot bigger. This is going to come down. I'm going to build a bigger one that's going to come take up this whole area up to the burn barrel basically, but I still want to have the shed off the back, so it'll be the same design, just bigger. And the shed, the new shed, when I build that bigger shop, is going to be basically where I'm standing. And I got to thinking, since I'm going to have to take all these little trees out anyways in order to build that whenever I'm able to, I may as well use them for something instead of just trashing them. So since I need to put in a second perch, I'll use one of these trees. So I got the perch that I just took out, which we're gonna reuse, and I'm using it as a gauge to see which tree would be suitable for the second perch. And it looks like this one will be perfect. So I'll cut this down, cut it to size, and we'll put them back up. I was just painting these brackets, we'll call them, when Ashley heard a hawk somewhere up in the air, so we got to get the girls rounded up and put back in. They're free ranging right now, and they're scattered all about. You can see Hank's tied up on the deck so he doesn't go after them, because it's a little too tempting. Now we got to round them up, because hawks like to eat chickens. But we do have a whole murder of crows that kind of protect the area. Oftentimes corvids will claim an area and not allow other birds to hunt. That's why you'll see crows trailing eagles often. Are they all here?
They're all under the coop.
Oh, they all ran in themselves.
Well, they're under.
Oh, they're under. Yeah. That makes sense. So they must have heard it as well.
Except for these three.
Yeah, these ones are dumb. They're like,
they're the
hawks?
ones.
Ah! Yeah, they're the smallest ones, and they're the ones who'd get eaten first, probably. Okay, well, that's good. That was easy. There they are. Oh, they're dust bathing, too. Like, all of them are dust bathing. What the heck are the chances of that? Except for, who is that? That's Peep. Except for Peep.
Is Minnie dust bathing?
No, I don't see Minnie. Nice. I didn't know I didn't know they could dust bathe under here, but I guess it makes sense. It's all dirt.
And it's dry.
Yeah, and it is dry. Alright, all safe. Even Nugget. So the idea is basically replace these, because they're small, and rather than have two 2x4s, what we're going to do is take the 2x10 version, stick it on the wall, put one underneath and one on top, and then stagger them however they fit best. I'm just putting it so that I can put, can you hand me that drill? So that we can put the one perch in the same spot, and then the other one will be a little bit higher. Oh, shit. Kind of like that. We got this one quite a bit forward. So the thing is, the chickens, they mostly face forward, so they crap into this little bed that we have underneath it. And if they do turn the other way, oh well. We can adjust them, however. They're just put in with screws. Now, here we don't want them crapping on the back of the wall. Typically you want them to be 18 inches away from the wall, but having a two-tier perch is not going to allow us with the space that we have here unless we change this box, which we may do in the future. So, to see if this is adequate, even though they probably will crap on that wall sometimes, I'm going to grab Lucy out of her brooding, and she's going to peck me a couple times, and we're going to see how well she goes on top of the perch here, and how far away she is from the wall. And then I can adjust it accordingly, something like that. So I'll measure my space here, and then make it the same over there once I'm somewhat happy with it. Now, they don't necessarily projectile crap out the back, so it being close isn't a huge deal. That 18 inches is kind of a convenient suggestion for cleaning, and like I said, this is very easy to clean, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright. Are you worried about it? You're the one who actually cleans it.
No, I think it'll work. My only worry is that they will poop on the ones below them if they decide to turn around.
Okay, so pooping on each other. So if she was faced the other way and we had another bird directly under her, that would kind of suck.
Although Nugget is always below all of the other ones and she never gets.
Yes. Nugget often goes on the ledge here, which is for the box right there. And all the other birds sit above her, and they've never crapped on her, although they could have. I'm sure they would move. So we may have to change this in the future. We may have to... She really wants to go back in her box. We may have to change this in the future, but for now, I think this should work. Okay, relax. Relax. Maybe something like that.
Probably take it down before you go.
Yeah. There you go. Now she'll relax a little bit. She's like, what the hell, man? There we go. Done. So, for whatever reason, birds like going up to a higher point. However, we have some big girls that don't really like going up higher. Ashley was just saying, while the camera was off, that Lucy and Blue and Ginger will likely come here on the bottom, and there are bigger birds, and then the smaller birds will go on the top. So we'll see how this goes. We may have to change our little sandbox to kind of bring it out so that we can move the perches out, but we'll see. And we're also going to move this because we're running out of walking space with all these ladders and stuff. So we're going to move it to the side and see how we'll have to change that to suit the birds best. I really should have made this a little bit bigger. Too late now. Maybe we'll just build another one. Ta-da! Now there's adequate walking around room for cleaning out everything, cleaning stuff off the floor. And this is movable. It just sits on a block there, and everything is well, I think. Do you like this, Ash?
I like it. It's good.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's another thing off the list. Nugget got herself trapped into this temporary run. So we're actually going to take it off now. So Ashley made this the other day. For these girls here, we had them quarantined, and then we had them in this little coop to kind of get all the birds used to each other, and then we started free ranging them together, and now they are ready to go live together in the run and in the coop. This will be their first day sleeping together on the roost together, which is why we put in the extra roost and the extra nest boxes. They're not laying yet, but hopefully they will soon. I don't know when they will, but they're Easter eggers, so I'm excited to see their first eggs, see what color they are. Come on out, Nugget. We also have this little hook here. You are inventive. Oh, it's still stuck somewhere. Oh no, it's not. Okay, excellent.
We should keep this piece in case we need it again.
Sure. We'll put it up top in the attic. This will fit up there perfectly. Let's see if I can get it up there in one shot. Well, that could be better. There we go. Oh, perfect. Some fresh dead grass for them to root around in. This is some of the old stuff. And I guess we should probably also get rid of that tree, because that is beyond dead. We keep this in here because they like going underneath actually a tree out there, which I've pointed out in another video, and so we kind of mimic that in here. But obviously, I mean, it's not the same. When it was green, it was a little better in the wintertime. This is our Christmas tree from last year, so we'll take this out too. So that crow is after a hawk. I don't know if you could see, that might be too far away, but that hawk was just overhead. I hope you can see that. And the reason why the hawks almost never go and kill the crows is because there's way more crows than there are hawks, and they're very communal. So since hawks are very rarely communal, they don't really have backup. So killing a crow is kind of a death sentence, because all the crows will then go and kill the hawk. So, and same with eagles and stuff. So Ashley, I mean, I just missed it, but she just called all the chickens in. You might have heard her in the background, and they all came in, which is pretty cool that they listen to, come here girls. They don't listen to me like that, but pretty cool. So where are Minnie and Peep? Okay, so Minnie and Peep are in their coop right there, but they can come out, and when we close them up, wherever they decide to sleep, I guess, is where we'll keep them. But we're hoping that they'll be able to come all the way in here, and then they'll go into that coop for night. But we'll see when it comes to it. They're a little anxious, but overall not bad. There's Henrietta. She's the head bird. She's treating them okay, I would say. But they're a little antsy because there's no fence here now. Huh. Now Ginger and Lucy are in the coop, just in case you're counting here and being like, hey, there's not 8 out here.
Actually, I think Ginger's in there.
Oh, Ginger's in their side of the coop.
Yeah, that's why they're so antsy, I think.
Oh, okay. Ashley says that's why they're being antsy, because Ginger was in their little coop here. Which I don't... Oh yeah, there she is. What the heck are you doing in here, Ginger? All is well. If you're wondering what's up with Blue's neck, for some reason, she's molted all the feathers on her neck. I'm not sure why, but she did. Okay, all is well. I missed it on catching it on camera, but the crow just flew back solo, so he chased the hawk away. The hawk will come back when it gets the gumption to do it, but all in all, I'm glad to have them around, because the chickens, I like them, and I want them to stick around. Anyways, it looks like it might rain, so I think we're gonna call it a day outside, and I'll head back into the shop, and I'll see you on another vlog. It's evening. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a whole bunch of crows flying back there, maybe heading to bed. Our birds have headed to bed here, and I am curious as to how they've decided to roost. Looks like Peep and Minnie aren't in their coop, so that means obviously they've decided to come in here. Oh, look at this. You can see Sunny there, she's hot. That's why her wings are are off her sides like that. Henrietta decided to just go at the very top, and Nugget decided to stay here at the very bottom. Looks like none of them have to worry about getting pooped on now. And over here, Peep and Minnie have roosted here. So they decided to come here on their own, which is good. That they're in the main coop now, rather than in this little coop under here. They decided to house themselves here. That's awesome. And of course, Lucy is still brooding there. Did you check for eggs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you have it? Nice. That's, whose egg is that?
Ginger.
Ginger's egg. And Ginger, of course, is over there. Okay. That's kind of neat how they just came in here on their own, even though they're more used to having that as their home.
Yeah, I just followed the older hens in here.
Nice, but they've decided to roost over here rather than up on the main roost there. But it's serving its purpose. I like the way it's being utilized, I guess. Like it makes sense. It's funny how Nugget is staying at the very bottom there though. And of course it's typical of Henrietta to go up on the top there. I'm surprised she didn't decide to go here at the most highest point. All right. Good night, ladies. Now you might be wondering why I would keep running That is some long thunder. It's still going. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but look how dark it just got outside. Can you guys hear the rain? The thunder is still going. Wow. Anyways. Yeah, there's definitely a storm. Good thing I did all the weed whacking already. You might be wondering, as I was saying, why I would keep running when I injured myself running. Well, first off, it wasn't a very terrible injury. Also, are you kidding me with this thunder? It's so distracting. I hope you guys can hear that. Woo! Let's go. Wow. Oh my God. Look at this.